But obviously, with City doing, a 5-2 battering on Palace, they are still in the running for that Champions League spot, and it is confirmed it's top five.
Yeah, because England
are
so good.
But it also has the ability to be top six.
What if Villa or Arsenal go on to win the Champions League?
Yeah, I think so.
And if
someone wins the
Chelsea
Europa.
win, or is it United?
And if United or Spurs, but they're not in the top.
Wait, so I don't have a real understanding of how the places are granted for European competition. But are you saying there could be a top 10 for European football this year?
I think the other. I remember
Chelsea
reading.
Or Villa. I think it's Chelsea or Villa need to win a European competition for it to be top six.
Yeah, because if Chelsea win the Conference League, they get into the Europa, and then if they finish sixth, they're already in the Europa. So then it goes down to seventh, I think, or eighth. I don't know.
It's confusing. Yeah. But look, it's an exciting. Let's face it. Okay, relegation. It's done. The title.
Yeah, sadly,
it's done. Sadly, I'm here to admit it, guys. Liverpool will win the league.
This clip from Pitchside is brought to you by Super 6. Super 6 has been on fire this season with over £2 million given away in jackpots. And there's still plenty of chances for you to take home some huge money before the end of the season. Head to the Super 6 app for your free chance at the jackpot. You can also compete against myself, Reeve, and Theo on the official Pitchside mini league. The code to join that mini league is PTCH24. And we're also giving away a £100 classic football shirts voucher every round. It's super simple. Just predict your 6 scores, enter your golden goal, hit submit, and you're all set. Follow the link in the description and sign up now.
Wow.
I know, shock horror. But the most exciting thing is the Champions League places. You've got Forest, 57 points. Could go down to 4th if Newcastle win their game in hand.
They played well, didn't they, against Everton?
Who did?
Forest. Good side, aren't they?
They didn't play very well.
No, they were rubbish because
teams are allowed to have off games
because they're overrated. Everton battered them.
2 weeks ago, you said Forest will finish top 4 as well.
I didn't say that. I've never said they'll finish top 4. I've always said they won't finish top 4.
You said the other day we.
I now don't
lose track of people.
No. I promise. Wait, let me speak.
I may have gone. All right, fair enough. Yeah, they probably will.
I promise you. You said the other week.
You've been going on at me for months.
I approached you the other week. You said, "Yeah, it's pretty much wrapped up now."
I don't think I said that.
I promise you.
I've been gaslit the last few weeks about things I've said, and I haven't said them.
What?
No, not about you. He fucking gaslights me all the time.
Yeah, but that's kind of his role.
I wasn't even in this conversation.
I promise you I'm not gaslight. I promise you.
I don't think they even get Champions League football.
That's not what you said the other week. But anyways, moving on.
What, even if it's a top 6?
Not if it's top 6. Well, we're saying top 5, aren't we?
Okay. Right, you don't think they finish top 5?
No. I think it'll be Villa, Newcastle, and
Their
City.
running's probably the easiest of the 3 or 4 around them.
Villa still have...
A bit like Everton at home, yeah?
Oh, you have such an agenda.
Yeah, but
they're just not that good. Like, they're really not that good.
They are quite
They're so
good.
overrated.
They're
only because of other teams underperforming. They're not this amazing team.
They've won the
they
same
just
amount
sit
of games
back
as
and hit teams
Arsenal.
on the break. Well done, Nuno.
That's quite...
It's the same team he had at Wolves. It's the exact same team.
Tom, it doesn't matter how they win. They've still won the same amount of games as Arsenal.
All right, we'll see at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, we
when
will,
they
but
finish
you can't say they're
7th.
not a good team. You can't say they're not a good team.
They're decent. They're good.
Say they're good.
They're fine.
They're good. They're fine. Okay, you said it.
They're fine.
But anyways, you've got Forest.
They're no better than Nuno's team at Wolves.
They are.
They're not.
They statistically,
Well,
are.
I mean,
Forest.
No. See, I hate that argument.
Oh no! God forbid we use statistics.
No. Just what?
You have me.
No, because that league was a lot stronger.
Says who?
What do you mean? He says me. Not him in the corner. So I think this Wolves team would have been 3rd in this league. 3rd or 4th.
That Wolves team, you mean?
Sorry, that fucking hell, you're confusing me now.
I don't think he's a West Brom fan.
That Nuno Wolves team, in my opinion, is better than this Forest team.
And there you have it, guys. Tom's confirmed to be a Wolves fan.
Yeah.
Forest on 57, Newcastle on 56, City 55, Chelsea 54, Villa 54.
Yeah. Newcastle's game in hand is against Palace as well this week.
Which they'll win.
I think Newcastle.
Maybe.
I think Newcastle will get 3rd.
I think Newcastle will finish in 3rd, and then
the way they just. I know United sort of shot themselves in the foot on a couple of the goals, but they just look so like relentless, don't they? Even know Eddie Howe, Jason Tyndall at the realm.
They've
at the
also
moment.
got no other games.
Yeah. The teams around them have the FA Cup, don't they? So.
And the players who are filling in for, say, the injured Gordon, Harvey Barnes, stepping up.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing for Villa. They're likely to. I know they've got the FA Cup, but that takes out a weekend anyway. So like, it's not like once they go out the Champions League tonight, probably
most likely, yeah,
they're going to have no other games as well. I think they're the two strongest. And City.
Do you think Villa's depth going forward is just kind of impressive as well?
Yeah. Everyone they bring off the bench seems to score or do well when they come on.
And they're starting Rashford through the middle over Watkins. I know Watkins made a huge impact at the weekend, but still.
That I think that's mostly to
PSG
because of fitness, though, not necessarily because he prefers Rashford.
Or FA Cup as well.
I think Watkins is the number one.
Do you reckon? I don't know, man.
I
still think so. I feel like he's just not properly sharp yet to start.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer Watkins as a 9, but...
It'd be interesting to see Villa's lineup tonight, whether they go for it or if they...
Oh, they'll go for it tonight.
They have to, right?
Yeah, of course.
But they also, at the same time, they do have to keep an eye out on the FA Cup at the weekend.
No, they don't.
No, it's the Champions League. This is the pinnacle of club football.
I think you overestimate how much... They will not even have an eye on the weekend. Yeah. Everything's about tonight.
Yeah.
Villa have got a chance, by the way. They're not out of that.
They do, absolutely. It's Emery in a European Cup.
I will be amazed if they go through. Because I think PSG are that good.
But it is at home.
But if they get an early goal, mate, Villa Park, when that gets rocking, when it gets a rocking, don't come and knocking. Because I've been there on bad days, trust me.
He's the Birmingham and Black Country football correspondent. That's what you need.
Let's look at the running then for the rest of the teams here. Newcastle.
Oh, cheers, Lou. Appreciate that, mate. Make it as small as
possible.
Wow,
that's so big. I can really see that.
I'm trying to fit them all on the page.
Yeah, but we just need to see it.
Newcastle's running. Obviously, Villa-Newcastle is a huge game.
Yeah.
That's a 6-pointer, lads. That is.
Yeah. That is.
All games
I'm actually that is a fucking banging game, actually. I'm looking forward to that.
Then they got Brighton, tough game. Newcastle, Arsenal.
Is Brighton a tough game at the minute?
I think at the Amex.
No. They're shit, lad.
Or Palace. Mate, Newcastle's running's quite tough. You know?
Yeah, Arsenal are one of the hardest. Well, the 3 points.
Do you think? I think that running's easier than it looks.
No way.
Arsenal are still going to be in the Champions League, probably. Brighton are.
It's not an easy game.
Brighton are falling off. Chelsea at home is not a tough game at the minute. Ipswich at home is not a tough game. Everton's a tougher game than Chelsea. But they'll have nothing to play for on the final day at home. And then Palace is a tough game, actually, but
objectively, though, you look at it and go Villa, Brighton, Arsenal, Palace, Ipswich, Chelsea, Everton. I think that out of all, if you look at them,
I haven't seen the others. It's probably the toughest.
It's probably the toughest set of fixtures. So it'd be interesting. But also Newcastle, they're only provocative, isn't it?
But they're also the best team out
Gets people going.
City or is it Man United? Yeah, City's lineup or not lineup. City's fixtures involve.
I think that's harder.
Everton. FA Cup semi-final against
No way.
Oh, no.
way.
Everton,
You're
Southampton,
the cup game.
Fulham,
I'll look
Villa, Wolves, Bournemouth, Dad, AC.
For the Club World Cup. The all-important game for the Premier League.
He can't cut it out.
So in their next few games, they got Southampton, Wolves.
They should. You'd think they take points off every game there.
Fulham away is a tough game.
Yeah, but on the final day of the season, yeah.
Southampton away is a tough game.
I think
it all depends if it comes down to the final day, though, doesn't it?
I think it will. Yeah, I think that will be exciting. An exciting final day.
Maybe.
And then we've got Chelsea's running. So definitely at the moment, City's is probably the easiest.
Oh yeah, Legia Warsaw.
Chelsea, Legia Warsaw, which will they field a second-tier team again?
Well, yeah, because they've got 50 players, haven't they? So.
Yeah. Everton, Newcastle, Forest.
That's the hardest running by far.
Yeah.
Agree.
And Forest away from home on the final day when Forest needs points as well.
So Everton, Newcastle, Forest, Fulham, Liverpool, United. I don't think
in.
Chelsea get Champions League.
I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will.
I still think Maresca's going to be sacked before the end of the season.
And Chelsea will win the league.
Well, even if they... because you're... Because
Mate, they're turning. The fans are turning bad.
Conference League, they can't sack it.
Cole Palmer's off
Theo,
it, mate.
You could manage them to win the Conference League.
Do you reckon?
Yes. Actually.
You got excited about that.
Well, you can do it. Me and Maresca, the twin.
Liv texted me the weekend saying he's got to go, blood. At 2-0 down.
Get Theo in.
No.
Oh.
I think, and you've seen them all booing, but it's gone toxic, I think.
Yeah.
Well, they were 2-0 down to Ipswich, so there's no surprise.
And still only drew. That's bad.
But thanks for a worldie from Sanchez.
They've picked up 1 point from Ipswich from 2 games this season. That's shocking,
That is
isn't it?
crazy. Yeah.
Do you remember when you called them to finish, win the league
first.
at Christmas?
Yeah,
so did you?
No, he said Arsenal. He said Chelsea.
All right, so we
I don't think I'd ever say Chelsea.
You called it right then, didn't you?
But Chelsea have sort of it's almost... It's a weird one. It's almost like as if it's not even Maresca's fault. Like I feel like he has been let down. No, I know, but he has been let down by a few of his players.
I do think Maresca's been. It's similar to what he did at Leicester last season. Like he has been found out, but he got away with it with. Like last season,
they scraped through.
But they were so far clicked because of the players there. They had like Dewsbury or Vardy. Like they were so much better than everyone. And then his lack of management or naivety actually let the other teams get close to them, and then they just scrambled over the line in the end.
100%.
Now Palmer's having a bit of an off spell.
That's the thing, isn't it? The talisman's not playing up to the standard that
but he can't just rely on Palmer.
No, absolutely.
The problem is the only player stepping up to the not Palmer's level, but the only player stepping up is like Cucurella at the moment. He's a fucking left back.
Or Caicedo.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
like they need their forward line to start firing on all cylinders. And actually,
Nicholas
Jackson is not doing it.
Exactly.
And also,
at the start of the season, he was.
He's moaning about the atmosphere being toxic because they're booing Sanchez, trying to pass it to defenders and getting.
He'd be told to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He came out and said, was it Jorgensen at the start of the season? He was like, I told him if he goes long, I'll sub him. So what the fuck do you expect from? Surely it's okay just to pump it 40 yards once.
But he has his, the way he wants to play.
Yeah,
man.
it's ridiculous. I just
I want to
think.
be Pep, man.
Yeah,
He's a student of him, isn't he? That's the problem.
But
I think if he doesn't get sacked, if he doesn't get sacked before the end, he gets sacked before the Club World Cup.
I don't want to quote it.
Even if they win European,
They won't. Yeah,
I think I think he'll have to the end of the season just for the Conference League.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose this is new Chelsea.
But you know,
I don't know.
no, I don't want to. No, it's verbatim here, not quoting verbatim. But Neville was talking about how like Pep has now created all these like mini Peps, right?
Yeah.
But they can't still emulate him perfectly. So you get all these like robotic games and like trying to play out from the back. It's never done up to Pep's standard.
But also Pep can change the way he plays, and he adapts.
He does, yeah.
So like when
sometimes it backfires.
When he started doing like
final.
the inverted fullbacks, or when he had like the fast wingers with Sané and Sterling, he changed
the City team has evolved over time.
Exactly,
they ran a false nine.
Not afraid to
they've got
change it.
Haaland now.
You
It's
can't
very
just
different.
wait for Pep to see what he does and goes, oh, we'll copy that now. Like,
Yeah.
But I think also sometimes Pep adapts and it doesn't work. But he's not afraid to give it a go.
Yeah.
Anyways, Villa's running. They got obviously PSG this midweek. Then they got City, Fulham, Spurs.
God, that's not easy either.
Spurs are shit.
Yeah, Spurs.
No, Spurs are shit, but that's not an easy run.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
City, Fulham, Spurs, Bournemouth away,
Newcastle,
Fuck me.
Man United away on the final day of the season.
Fulham at home.
Palace semi-final.
Yeah.
Bournemouth. And
Oh,
Man
sorry, I
United.
was looking at Palace in the cup.
Who do you think wins the FA Cup?
Still.
It
26th
says there.
April, mate.
26th.
Who do you think wins the FA Cup? Sorry.
I think City now.
I think Forest beat them, though. So I actually think Villa probably win the FA Cup. I think it's a Villa-Forest final.
Don't say that.
That'll be like very like
Heritage.
heritage football.
No, it won't.
What? European Cup winners from back in day?
I want them to lose 40-0 to Palace.
Well, obviously, you're a Wolves fan.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Lou, have you prepped Forest's running as well? Because they're obviously... No, you just put Bournemouth in there. Fair enough.
Bournemouth running.
They're included. They're not the race. You're not the race.
Bournemouth are 6 points off Villa.
They're eighth.
Where do you think everyone
They're in the
finishes?
race.
Though?
Let me do Lou's job for him because obviously he has no fucking
Forest
idea
are in it. Forest are through.
I
They're
think
not
third
through.
place-
No, they're not.
I think third place. They're 1 point, mate. They're going to go fourth. I think it goes Newcastle,
Right, so
City, Forest fifth, Villa, Chelsea.
just for context,
Just because I think Villa have to prioritise Champions League and FA Cup.
I think that's a good shout.
yeah, just for context, Forest have Spurs away and then Brentford at home, Palace away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, and Chelsea at home. So, I mean,
that's the problem. They've got
that's
such an easy run in.
Exactly.
What
And
do you think yours is?
The order. I probably think Newcastle pip Forest to third.
I only think because they're
but
getting.
I think Forest
They got a
keep
tough one.
fourth. Like they have to take points.
I
from
think
pretty much every
City
game
get
here.
fourth
Really?
Forest fifth potentially.
and
Yeah.
Villa get fifth.
No way.
Forest's
And
run
Forest
is just
fuck off to the
their
Europa.
run is just so easy, and they have Chris Wood back now.
The
as
only
well.
thing-
You would have said Everton was an easy game at home.
But the only interesting thing.
Yeah,
about,
but football, happens, mate.
the only interesting thing
one-offs.
about Newcastle.
They got battered.
putting Newcastle third is that they got a game in hand. But I look at the fixtures. I just think, to be honest, the way they're playing, they could just beat anyone.
Yeah. Also,
They do play us though,
Also,
But what do we have to play for?
do you know what is also key?
beating Newcastle.
But we might
what
be-
they've done to us this
Yeah,
year.
but when is the fixture? When does it fall? In
18th
between.
of May.
So what? 2 weeks before the
No,
Champions League final?
it's the penultimate game of the season for us.
I do think it's key to highlight though that Forest have never been in this situation in a run-in.
Yeah.
That is going to That's probably why they floundered on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like Villa are used to this, Newcastle are used to this, all got experience. City are definitely used to it. Why you might say, "Oh, that's an easy game," but when your arse goes, mate, you fuck.
And you'd know all about that.
Contextually, though, like the teams that they are playing,
Actually, did shit myself the other day.
the teams that they are playing have less to play for than the other teams around them, though.
You what? Sorry.
The teams that Forest are playing, i.e., the Leicester Cities, for example, who probably are just going to come to the conclusion that they're getting relegated.
I understand.
Have nothing to.
I know, but neither did Ipswich against Chelsea yesterday. Neither did Everton against Forest. Yeah. I just feel like, and do you know what teams are now doing? Everton are now doing to Forest. Go on then. Come and beat, because they can't break teams down. They can only beat you on the break. So teams are going to go. They'll actually do worse against the shitter teams because they'll just sit in. And Forest.
Well, luckily they got a good fit. They got against a lot of the shitter teams, actually, haven't they? Forest.
Yeah, but he's saying.
I'm saying that'll be harder for them.
It'll be harder for them.
They're better against the better teams when they hit them on the break, aren't they? That's their game. Forest's game is hitting them on the break.
How many of the relegation 3 are they playing in the next few until the end of the season?
Have they got Southampton?
Just Leicester, I think.
I thought they got Southampton as well. Do they not?
No.
Luke, go up to Forest.
They've got Leicester.
Because it's almost one of them ones where
he hasn't got Forest on there.
Where some of them,
he hasn't put Forest on there.
Oh, he hasn't put Forest on.
Yeah, they've just got Leicester. That's it.
Oh, bloody hell. Fair enough. Well, look, guys, let us know who do you.
But they've got Spurs.
Oh, they beat Spurs.
I don't know. Spurs are weird though, ain't they? Like Spurs could just.
Do you know what? About?
I'll tell you why they'll beat Spurs, because Spurs will try and play them and they'll just hit them on the break.
Do you know what the maddest thing about Spurs is, Tom? Right? I didn't realise how shit they were. So
that's not an easy running,
It is.
Brentford will do what Everton did.
Brentford away, different team.
No,
Brentford at home.
No, they're at home.
Yeah, but Brentford are playing
away.
But
their away form's picked up the last few months. Palace away, I think they lose that. West Ham away is not easy. I actually think the games they win is against the bigger names, Chelsea and Spurs.
They'll beat Spurs. I mean, can we just touch on Spurs, right?
And then they'll beat Leicester. I think they only win 3 games. Is that enough?
I don't know the maths. Maybe.
I don't know the maths. But it probably will be enough to get them in Champions League. Mate, Spurs on 37 points, right? Sat in 15th. They're only 2 points ahead of 17th place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are in a world where Tottenham Hotspur could genuinely finish 17th.
Yeah. And win the Europa League.
Like, why is Ange still at the...
Because of the Europa League.
Yeah, because he's still in the European competition. That's literally.
If you're a Spurs fan, though, that doesn't.
Yeah, they don't like him anymore.
It's all well and good, like being in the Europa League, but if you have the possibility of finishing one place above the.
Yeah, they'd snap your hand off for that.
They'd take that to win the Europa League.
I know, but they would. Yeah. But, it's just shocking, isn't it?
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you finish 17th to win the Champions League?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Obvious, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
That'd be silly.
Yeah, but still.
Also, I know you've got to feel a bit. Just see the defending for some of the what was Romero do and Vicario? It's like he must be on the side going. Are they doing this on purpose?
Just chipped it to the.
Are they doing this? Are they actually doing this on purpose?
Yeah.
Because at this stage, it's like.
But they look like stark contrast different players to the Spurs of last season. Like Vicario wouldn't ever do that.
No.
That's what makes me think he must have just lost the dressing room as well. I don't know.
It is crazy.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think it's down to poor coaching while they're conceding these goals. It's not like
a lot of individual errors.
Yeah, it's school. It's a bit like Man United, like shit schoolboy individual errors. It's just comical, like the Jed Spencer own goal's just comical, isn't it?
Yeah.
And every time they got a goal back at Wolves just went down the other end and scored straight away. Yeah. It's like, fucking hell, just sit in.
Even the Cunha goal, mate.
And it's
you're just walking through and it's just too easy.
Well, it's similar to United conceding, the way they conceded some of their goals at the weekend.
Is there an echo in here?
I didn't hear him say that. But
I didn't hear you say that.
I did just say that, yeah.
Did you guys hear him say that?
Yeah, they did. Well, it's
probably, mate.
Considering there's a mic and a camera, I think they might.
Who's worse?
Spurs are worse.
Who's worse at what? Football?
Spurs or United?
I don't know, actually.
I thought United were actually not terrible against Newcastle.
Mate, they bring in their
parts of the game.
But they bring in the keeper. They bring in a keeper.
I think Spurs are better.
To replace the keeper who keeps making mistakes, and he just makes more mistakes.
He actually didn't do that bad until the error.
You can't blame Bayinda. I thought
you can blame him for that goal.
Yeah, specifically for that goal, but
I think when they're both at their best, I think Spurs are better. Spurs played really well against Frankfurt the other night. I don't know how they didn't win that game. I don't know if you watched it. They battered them second half anyway.
How often does that happen though?
I know, yeah, but I'd still say I'd take that team over United, who just flatter to deceive.
I think there is
all
more
the
quality
time,
in the Spurs side. Yeah, I think you're right.